Ireland is a country famed for its coastline and inland waterways that are rich in industry, culture, heritage and enterprise. I'm Bobby Kerr, entrepreneur, broadcaster and very keen sailor. And over the next 8 weeks, I'm excited to show you what over 3,000 kilometres of our beautiful coastline has got to offer. Business has always been a very important part of my life. I'm going to get this opportunity on this journey to see coastal businesses. And what I'm trying to do is articulate my love of the sea and love of the water. And the undiscovered beauty that's Ireland's towns, villages, islands, lighthouses, ships, fishing, like the whole 9 yards. That's what you're going to see on Along Home Shores, and I really hope you enjoy it. I'm halfway through my journey around the shores of Ireland, where I'm discovering hidden gems and meeting interesting characters. My next stop is Enniscrone, County Sligo, where I'm meeting local celebrity David McGowan, the owner of quirky glamping village and a Boeing 767.
Well, Bobby, how are you?
David,
Welcome to Enniscrone.
Great to be here.
You're a tall lad.
You thought I was a small fat lad.
Well, on television you don't look as tall. Come on up, we'll have a look at the beach here.
Great.
So we'll look at where I brought in the plane.
Tell us about you, Enniscrone and the beach.
Well, I'm the guy, the crazy guy, they say, that moved the plane from Shannon Airport by sea to get it here.
The story of the plane, you know, it's made national news, it's made you a celebrity in Enniscrone and further afield. Like, it just caught people's imagination, did it not,
It
David?
lifted the imagination of the people in the country.
Fantastic.
It's like the message I'm giving to people at the moment. If you have a dream, follow your dream.
And do people think you're mad?
I'm a funeral director and embalmer,
Yeah.
so people are used to seeing a straight-faced person dressed in a three-piece suit. I often think I'm like the Grim Reaper, but the death aspect of it, to me, I wanted to move away a little bit, and I was the third most talked about thing on Twitter in the world. There was the Russian president, there was Donald Trump, there was me, the plane in Sligo in Ireland. So I made it, and you couldn't beat that.
Now you're going to show me the plane in situ up on the site. I'm really looking forward to that.
Right, Bobby, this is the site here.
So, David, explain the layout of the site to me.
Right behind me where that bus is there, I will build a mock terminal building.
Wow.
So, what you have here, this will be the airport, that'll be the bus station, and along the road on my left-hand side there will be the train. And the train will be heading in the direction of the airport. And then you'll have the black taxis there, which I required out of London.
Right.
People are asking, Bobby, would you fit in them? But you will fit in them, because once you go from that seat, take that area out there, leave the passenger seat, you have 7 foot from the front to the back.
Yeah, it's
I
great.
mean, you'd never think, you can actually, right?
Happy days.
Happy days.
The process of changing it from what it is now to so
Very little money. What's behind you will be the most.
let's have a look.
You want to have a look?
Have a look at the big lad. Wow.
Now, Bobby, would you like to open the door of a Boeing 767?
I absolutely would, David.
Pull that
Thank you
there,
so much.
but you'll never get to do it again.
Whoa.
There you go. Oh.
Whoa.
This is what ignited me to put this site here. I seen development moving with the introduction of the Wild Atlantic Way, and I said that's an oxygen tube for us. Put something on the route that'll bring them, that'll hold them.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to do. This is the cockpit here.
Whoa. What's going to happen here in the cockpit when it's refitted?
I intend to put back this as was. That's the rudder there.
Whoa.
You push that. So that'll be the pedals that he pushes to put your plane this way or that way. So here's an opportunity for people to get in and experience the sitting in a seat. And who knows, it might encourage a kid to look at aviation. Now, Bobby, this is the bus here, which I'm going to turn into accommodation as well.
Wow.
And I put about 6 beds in here. To be 1 double and probably 4. Kitchen area down here, and maybe a dining area at the back. And upstairs then, where you'll have your double bed down at the very back. This is going to be a living area here, Bobby. So wouldn't it be nice to sit up here? My idea is to come up here in the evening and sit down with a bottle of wine and look out at your Boeing 767.
Great.
And all that's happening on the site.
What about the name of the business?
The name of the business is Quirky Nights Glamping Village. You know, it is what it says on the can. Everything about it is quirky, but it has a glamping twist to it as well.
So if you and I are sitting at the bus here in 10 years' time, we're looking out the window, what are we going to be talking about?
Hopefully, we'll have the marina in the middle of the field over there.
Wow.
We'll have about 10 boats. I'm tendering for a helicopter at the moment. I'm also looking at a few other exciting pieces of machinery.
I'd say there's lots of good stuff, creative stuff going on in that head of yours.
Well, if me and you were around this time next year, I would be hoping that I'd be announcing that I now have got a very, very popular piece of transportation that's worldwide, and it'll be the icing on the cake for this site.
There you go. We live in hope. Thanks very much. And thanks for your time today. Top man.
You're welcome.
All right.
I think that's an interesting thing.
This one piece will make 52 layers.
Watch on mobile devices or the big screen. All for free. No subscription required.
Carrick-on-Shannon is said to be the cruising capital of Ireland, and today I'm excited to captain my own boat on its waterways.
How are you?
You're very welcome to Emerald Star, Carrick-on-Shannon.
You know, it's good to be here.
Yeah, and the morning is good as well.
A beautiful day. I believe you have a fantastic day planned for us.
I have surely. We're taking this elegance from here up until Lough Key.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, yeah.
John Byrne is a native of Leitrim and base manager of the Emerald Star Cruise Hire Company.
Okay, I'll let go.
Bad job. Well done, John.
Yeah, well done yourself.
What amazes me about the waterways of Ireland is their endless possibilities for new initiatives. And one such initiative I'm keen to find out about is from Waterways Ireland's Sharon Lavin. Tell me about the Blue Way initiative.
The Blue Way itself is outdoor recreational trails, both on and off the water. So you're enabling people of all ages, of all abilities to get out, get on the water, and they can also take part in activities alongside and adjacent to the water. This stretch here between Carrick-on-Shannon and Boyle will initially be a canoe trail, and we will have integrated walking trails as well.
It's really trying to open up the waterways to a wider audience, is it?
Absolutely. It's really about encouraging greater participation on the water. Like, the infrastructure is there. We have the waterways, they're existing. It's about giving that safe access, providing steps to get into the water. So for canoeists, it's a safe activity for inexperienced paddlers to get out and experience the water.
Thanks for coming to meet me here in Knockvicker, for coming along to welcome us here on our journey up to Lough Key. John and myself now are going to get back on board and get motoring, but we're discovering as part of this whole series just how fantastic and how undiscovered a lot of Irish waterways are.
Thank you.
All right. Tell me about Emerald Star and tell me about the history of the business.
Well, Emerald Star started in 1969, and Guinness owned them that time, and they had them for 30 years up until 1999. You see, the reason Guinness set up, they wanted to promote their product on the Shannon.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And do you remember what they used to give you?
Exactly. When the clients would arrive, they'd have a nice little six-pack of Guinness there and a little Irish mist waiting for them to sample. So
You wouldn't be encouraging that now.
No, no.
You're trying to fellas stop drinking when they're taking out your boats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the clients used to love that.
And typically, how long do people rent a boat for?
Well, we had one client that rented it for 5 months.
No way.
When he retired.
Perfect client.
Yeah. It was a retirement present for him. But every year since, he comes 5 weeks every year.
Is it fairly easy for somebody to take the boat out after the bit of training you give them and let them off?
It is. It's very easy. Once to watch the map and keep within the markers. Like when you're going north, you keep red on your left, green on your right.
Now, John, we're about to enter Lough Key. What have we here?
Lough Key is a lovely forest park, and it has lots of gardens and walkways. Here in front of us you have 50 berths where you can moor boats.
Yeah, great.
Which is great for visitors
Right.
because they can moor up and enjoy the park.
Further up the river at Lough Key Forest Park are many businesses that are benefiting from the Blue Way initiative, such as electric bike trails owned and run by Seamus Gibbons.
Well, Seamus,
Well, Bobby.
how are you? Lovely to meet you.
Likewise.
How are you
Good to
doing?
meet Great, thanks.
Now, electric bike trials, you got to be telling me all about that. Who comes here? Who's the customer? What type of things do they do with your bikes?
Well, in Lough Key Forest Park here, we have 8K of walking and cycling route. So it's a great place for young families to be able to take a cycle traffic-free
Yeah.
and no interruptions.
Yeah.
It takes them roughly around an hour to go around, and they seem to love it.
Well, listen, let's do a bit of cycling.
Yeah.
It seems like a lovely way to get around, so...
Well, first of all, we'll give you a bit of safety gear, your
Good man.
helmet.
Yeah, thanks a
Okay.
million. And what's the charge time when you are charging from flat?
From flat, 4.5 hours.
That's
So
good. Where are you going to bring me?
We're going to go out around the forest park.
Lovely.
So, beautiful.
Whoa. So, Seamus, Lough Key Forest Park, great place to have a business.
Absolutely. It's where the tourists come to.
Now, you're an interesting character. Tell me a little bit about yourself and your various careers.
I started out as a carpenter. When I finished my apprenticeship, there was little work or no work really at home, and had to go to London for a couple of years. And we owned a village shop, the old flag floor, bench shelves, 2 fireplaces behind the counter, yeah, since 1903. And my mum and dad, they were decided to close up in 1985. And as you did then, every Friday night you lined your 5p's up on the kiosk in London and phoned home next door. We didn't have a phone, so you phoned next door to talk to mum and dad. And as I said, they said they were closing up. And I said, look, let me think about it. And I did think about it. I wouldn't have settled really in London, I have to say, homesick or whatever. But I came home and I got stuck into the shop. As a carpenter, done it up. And business started to improve. And then they decided to build a convenience store in the village. And thank God it worked out. In 2005, I was made an offer I didn't refuse.
Good man.
The higher then, you meet so many people and so many different people. It's just lovely.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing me out on the bike.
Not at all.
Lough Key Forest Park, beautiful place.
Absolutely
I'd never been
fabulous.
on an electric bike before. I thoroughly enjoyed the experience.
When your passion's the sea, you can't be put off by Ireland's 4 seasons in one day. For many coastal businesses, weather is an everyday part of their life, and strong winds and waves are to be actually embraced. Surfer Elvis Beetham is the owner of Surfmail at Enniscrone Strand in Louisburg.
There we go.
Hey, Robbie.
Nice to see you.
man.
Well,
How you
yeah,
doing?
lovely to be here. Elvis, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where did you learn to surf?
I learnt to surf in Bude in Cornwall in 1988, and that was it. That was every day. After that, I just wanted to surf all the time.
Tell us about the beach here. What makes this a particularly good surfing beach?
Well, it faces straight west, so it picks up every bit of swell and every bit of wind, and it's a really big flat beach, so it's really good in terms of teaching people to surf on.
And as surfers then, who else do you share the beach with? Who else uses the beach?
Lots of dog walkers and
Right.
lots of people just going out and hiking and walking up and down the beach. There's the horses that come and ride across the beach as well from the stables. You get kite surfers down here, people beach casting, fishing, but everything and everyone.
Let me ask you about how Surfmail actually works,
Yeah.
Elvis.
Yeah. So this time of year, there's a group of us down here, and we come down each day, set up with a lesson in the morning and a lesson at lunchtime and a lesson in the afternoon. So we're down here each day doing that, and then on top of that, we're hiring out gear to people and do their own thing. And that's just for the 2 months of the summer, and then for the rest of the year, just on call all the time, basically. So if anybody needs something, I come down and I meet them, and it's more of a one-man band then.
And how many people are working in your business at this time of the year?
There's like 7 of us that are working every day.
And how much work do you do with people actually before you get into the water?
We do like a short intro on the beach, which can take between like 10 and 15 minutes. It's covering safety bits and bobs and other important information. We do like another 10 or 15 minutes actually in the water, just as the introduction in the sea, and then back out on the shore again just to teach them to stand up or further coaching or whatever else it might be.
And have any of your students or your pupils have gone on to be kind of rock stars of surfing or anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. All of the guys that work for us now, when they were kids, they were in summer camp with me. So these are our rock stars now working down the beach here.
Whoa. So Elvis, you make these boards.
I've made a few of them, and yeah,
Right.
this one's just for repair, so I didn't make this one, but it's got bits of me in it now.
And then in terms of shape and size, there isn't a standard length then?
No, not at all. Like when you're
Yeah.
starting off, big is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as you get better at surfing, you can get away with riding a smaller board, but some people choose not to.
How long would it take you to make a board?
You could make one in a day, but it normally takes me about anywhere between 2 weeks and a month to make one.
Now, you had a 2-year waiting list for your board,
Yeah.
so does that mean that maybe productivity isn't your middle name?
Yeah, definitely. Like I like the better I got at doing it, the slower I got at doing it. So yeah, I don't think I'm not cut out for production like that anyway. And because I'm running the school, there's that feeling of always working, and it doesn't feel like work. It feels like, you know, where you'd like to be, kind of, you know.
That's a good sign, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great. It's brilliant. Yeah. So it doesn't matter if you're not making loads of money. It's okay.
If I'm not out sailing, I like to spend as much time as I can fishing our glorious lakes to see what they have to offer. Today, expert angler Alan Broderick is taking me on the waters of Lough Mask.
Well, Alan.
Hey, Bobby.
How are you?
Lovely to see you.
Great to see you, man. How are you? Nice to see you.
You picked a nice
How are
day.
you? Now, tell me, where are we?
We're on Lough Mask. This is Upper Lough Mask.
Right.
And it is beautifully sheltered this morning, so we're going to take advantage of this. And it's warm, and I think we're going to get a few fish.
Right. Yeah, that's good. Now, Alan, we're going to go catching some fish.
We're going to go dead baiting, trolling dead baits, right? So we take a nice size roach, and it's good prey fish size for these pike that are after them.
Let's drop her out, so.
Yeah.
Tell me about this general area from a fishing perspective.
World famous for brown trout. They have big pike as well. And of course, the big attraction is for any big fish hunter like me, or indeed any visitor, is the possibility of a world record fish. And they're swimming in these lakes.
Wow.
Pike are predatory. They are ambush predators. They're really fast. And they don't care if it's 10 feet, 20 feet. They'll come through that water if they're hungry.
So hopefully they're hungry today.
Yeah, do your thing.
How important is angling as a tourism initiative?
I can give you a statistic. Lochs Corrib and Mask have produced more pike, over 35 pounds, than any other waters in the world. And that's official.
Wow.
So you're in very, very exalted areas here.
Need to catch one now. We'll stay doing that. Oh, it's starting to
Really blow up.
blow up a bit here. What's the biggest pike you've ever caught?
Mine is 33.5 pounds.
No way.
But the goal is a 40. I mean, that is like getting up to Everest for the big pike world.
A 40-pound pike.
40 pound, and that would be normally around 52, 53 inches in length, which is a huge fish.
Yeah.
In 1966, they had a 50.5-pound pike that the fisheries took out of a net, and it was 9 years of age, which is a world record for its growth. 9 years of age, 50.5 pounds
Amazing.
from this lake.
Well, amazing.
So I live dreaming of one of those leviathans.
I'm watching the tip of the rod there just to be sure if Mr. Pike comes knocking that we engage with him.
Yeah.
Have you often gone out, Alan, on the lake for, a day, 2 days and not caught anything?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you're not bothered by that?
Of course I am. I'm frustrated, but by virtue of the fact that people like me who target big fish, you kind of reduce the opportunity for catching smaller fish because we use large baits and we tailor our tactics and the way we go about the job to sort out the big fish from the small ones.
Okay, so
I prefer to catch one big fish and catch nothing for 3 or 4 days rather than catching 22 smaller ones.
You have a strategy.
Because you're a sailor, so you understand all these things. And I'm all the time thinking as we're working our way along, what are they doing now? Why are they doing that? And I'm watching the weather. It plays such an important role here because if the wind speed picks up, that can often be a trigger for the fish to suddenly come on because the water might have been flat calm like a mirror, and then the sudden movement of water and the choppiness makes the fish confident to go out and attack.
Yeah, it's constant mind games with the fish, isn't it? That's what it is. So second guessing where they are.
You just said it. They're winning, you see.
Yeah.
And I'm all the time trying to even the odds.
Yeah.
And it's not easy.
Oh, we got one. Woo-hoo! Woo! Oh yes, nice fish.
Well done, Bobby. Yeah, the main thing is just keep it nice and smooth. Keep the steady pressure on.
Okay, no, we're good.
Excellent. Look, this is what you've been eating. Pull that out, Bobby.
Wow, a fish.
Look at that. Show that.
Two fish. We're after catching two at the same time. Wow.
So that's what she's been eating. Unhook her now.
And give her back to
Mother Nature.
That's great.
Your first mask pike.
Great.
Well done.
Pike on Lough Mask. I'm happy out. I've loved my journey on this stretch of Ireland and I'm mesmerised by its beauty, businesses and interesting characters.